Hello everyone, and welcome to what I am calling the Getting My Life Together vlog. Hail! It is now Thursday evening, and you may have noticed there wasn't much of an update yesterday or any actual progress being made. And that's because yesterday, shortly after dinner, I came into my bedroom and sat down on my bed. Okay, that's a lie. I laid down on my bed and I was kind of mentally preparing myself for the next bit of work that I had to do, which was film a video about my first 15,000 words of my current project. And I'm talking about revision notes. I expected it to take between 30 minutes to an hour. And so I was just kind of getting ready for that. The kids were still kind of milling around outside my room, so I wasn't quite ready to jump straight into the next thing. And then suddenly, out of nowhere, I fell asleep. Truthfully, what happened was I turned on my heating pad because I'm right under the vent and I get very cold. And so the air conditioning is still on because it's still in the 70s here in Texas. I got cold, so I turned the heating pad on. And then my cat, who loves to like snuggle when I'm laying down, came up and laid right here on me. And I was just so cozy that I fell asleep and I didn't wake up until it was almost 11:30 and it was time to go to actual bed. So as far as getting my life together, it's a little bit of a mixed bag. Today is the opening night for my kids' school musical, my older two children, who are both in minor roles in this play. I'm very excited. They're doing Once Upon a Mattress, which is one that I did when I was a kid. So I'm very excited about it. That is going to take probably the better part of 2 hours out of my evening. And then I've got to do some editing work, because I'm actually, before we go to the play, I'm going to try and squeeze in the filming of that video that I didn't do yesterday because I slept instead of worked. So I'm going to film that now. I'll show you a little bit of my setup, and then I've got to come back and do some editing. So I don't know if I'm going to be doing any more of that tidying up plan that I have. That just may be what you guys get tonight. But as far as getting my life together, it's kind of been a mixed bag. Falling asleep yesterday completely unprompted is probably a sign that I needed it. So I'm gonna not beat myself up too badly unless I don't get all of my work done tonight, and then I will beat myself up because I did it to myself. So without further ado, I'm gonna get to filming the other video and show you a little bit of that process. Hello everyone, and welcome back to my channel. Sunday evening, which makes this day 6 of 7 of trying to get my life back together after a horrendous depressive episode. This weekend has not been that conducive to getting my life back together. I've done a lot of laying in bed. I've done a lot of mindlessly playing video games, which in a way is a step forward. I've done a lot of sleeping. I've done a lot of just lazing about, but today I was productive. I got my laundry hung up. I just wrapped up a writing session, my first writing session in almost a month. I did some homework. I got my homework done actually by I think it was 6:30. Normally I'm still doing it at this hour. It's almost 10:30. So that's good. I forgot to vlog all of that. Sorry. I don't know if you would find that very interesting anyway, but maybe you would have found solidarity in me weeping over my stats homework because I still don't understand it. Honestly, it took me an hour to do the first part, which it really should not have. It just took me so long and so many tries to get these to get the worksheets right. This is a class where I'm actually trying hard to do well because I know that my baseline understanding and my baseline intelligence is not going to carry me through it. With a lot of the other classes, my other class right now is a philosophy class, and I feel like I can kind of skim over the material and I can have a pretty good understanding and be able to work my way through the class without having to really strain myself. That's not the case in stats. It reminds me a lot of when I took chemistry in high school, which I was also very bad at. And a lot of what I did in high school was just skate by, but I had to really, really, really try hard and study really hard in chemistry because I could not understand it. I spent hours studying for that class and I barely passed it. And my biggest motivation in the world was not having to take it again. And that's kind of what's driving me here is I do not want to do this again. I have all the respect in the world for people who look at this stuff like linear regression lines and stuff like that and go, oh yeah, easy. I'm not one of them. I feel every time I open the textbook, I feel like my head is spinning. And I was telling my partner that this term will end right before Christmas, and if I pass, I'm going to buy myself something nice for Christmas. All of that to say, I got up with purpose to make sure that I wasn't sitting at my computer at 10:30 still working on it. So did that, got some tidying up done, and tomorrow I will have the evening to myself. My kids are spending the week with their dad this week, so I don't have to do the chauffeuring that I usually do to extracurriculars. The last time that they were gone, it was like the beginning of my depressive episode, because I can't, instead of like working through like my spare, like all these free hours that I suddenly had, I laid in bed and I continued laying in bed. So like I'm kind of dreading having that free time. I think having had this last month off from doing anything, not by choice, of course, it was like because of my mental health, but like I'm hoping that I'm rested enough where I'm not going to feel compelled to just come home and lay in bed. I think that was an underrated part. I think like all those parenting obligations were an underrated part of keeping me moving and in motion and delaying the crash that happened when everything stopped. This arrangement with my kid's dad, with where he gets a week every month, is new and is not going away. So I need to figure out how to fill that void. Most people would look at all these free extra hours and be like, oh, perfect, I can get X, Y, and Z done. But for me, like at least last month when it happened, because I had nothing pushing me, like I had no swimming lessons to go to and no this, that, and the other, like choir practice to pick up from and rehearsals to, I just like was like, oh, well, I could get in bed at 6:30 and no one would stop me. And that's exactly what happened. And no one did stop me, not even myself. Because ultimately, at the end of the day, my kids' obligations are the only things I actually have to do. The writing, the content creation, the reading, even my homework, those are all like self-imposed activities. And there's really no consequences if I don't do them. There are consequences if I don't do my homework, obviously, but like, you know what I mean. I'm not even in focus, am I? Hello. Anyway, so I am dreading just a tiny bit. Focus on me, please. Focus on me. I am dreading just a little bit that void that'll come tomorrow, and I'm hopeful that I will fill it with being productive and not just coming home and laying down in bed and watching my Australian vet show like I did last time, because then it'll just drag me right back to where I wasn't doing anything and wasting all of these free hours that I've been gifted. All right. That's enough rambling. You guys, I feel like, know more about my mental state than like even my therapist does at this point, because I've told you so much about it. So I'm going to leave it at that. Tomorrow I will wrap up this vlog and hopefully feel better about where I am mentally and where I am with like getting back into feeling like a person again, which was the whole point of this vlog, even if I didn't say it out loud. And we'll just kind of see where I'm at. So see you tomorrow. Hello everyone, it is now Monday evening and it is time to wrap up this vlog. As you know by now, the sort of purpose of this vlog was to kind of motivate me to get back to a place where I feel like a human being again after spending a lot of time over the last 4 weeks in bed, and kind of reintegrate myself back into the normal course of my life, which is not just working and taking care of my kids, but also maintaining my household and engaging in my hobbies. So in that regard, was this vlog successful? I would say yes, because I did accomplish things that I may not have otherwise without the additional motivation of a vlog, but it also got me doing content creation again on a daily basis. And I realized over the course of this vlog how much I've missed it. I miss talking to you guys, and I miss just having something to look forward to every day, because I do. I've mentioned this before that I do find this part fun. I like the content creation. So there is that. I still don't feel completely like, I still feel a certain detachment from the rest of my hobbies, which is a little bit concerning, especially on like the writing front. But I don't think that is something that, I'm hoping it's not something that's long term. I just think I have to attack that with more intention. It's almost like writer's block, where like sometimes you have to wait for a solution to come to you, and sometimes you just have to like put your head down and bash your way through it. And I think reconnecting with reading and writing as hobbies is something that I just have to put my head down and force myself to do. That is going to wrap up this vlog. Thank you so much for watching and coming with me on this journey to get back to feeling like a human again. I really appreciate it. Like I said, it's been fun. I don't know how many more of these like lifestyle vlogs I will do. Probably very sparingly, just because I don't think of myself as a tremendously interesting person. But this time it served its purpose, and for that I appreciate it. So thank you so much for watching. I so appreciate it. If you like my content and want to support the channel, please like and subscribe. In my next video, I will have a return of my writing vlogs, but actually this time, I know I've said it a couple of times, but actually I've actually filmed content for a writing vlog. So I hope you look forward to it, and I will see you then.